Good day everyone! Panibago na namang leksyon ang ating matututunan sa araw na ito sa subject na Science Grade 6, Quarter 1, Module 1, Lesson number 5, Colloids and their characteristics. Tara, samahan niyo ko at ating pasukin ang mundo ng science. Pero bago ang lahat ay pasalamatan muna natin ang Department of Education Secretary Madam Lenore Magtolis Briones, the Undersecretary Sir Diosdado M. San Antonio, and also to the development team of the module, the authors Nancy Torres, Judy C. Villanueva, Jamaica B. Barcenal, Julimar D. Lestimoso, to the editor, to the reviewers, to the illustrators, the layout artists, graphic artists, and the management team, thank you so much for coming up into this module so that everybody can learn. So pagkatapos natin matutunan ang module na ito ay makakapag-identify tayo kung ano ba ang types of colloids. So tara na atin ang pagtutuunan ng pansin, ano ba itong colloids. But before we're going to learn the module, you have to answer first the what I know section of the module. For numbers 1 to 4, fill in the blanks to complete the answer. Choose your answer from words in the box. Write your answers using your journal or your science notebook. So makakakita kayo dyan ng 4 na words na nasa loob ng box. At yung mga 4 na words na yan ay sila yung mga answers sa mga katanungan. For number 1, blank is a colloidal suspension with solid particles in a liquid. Number 2, blank is formed between two liquids. Number 3, blank is formed when many gas particles are trapped in a liquid or solid. And number 4, blank contains small particles of liquid or solid dispersed in a gas. Answer. For numbers 5 to 10, you have to answer true if the statement is correct and false if it is not. Again, isulat ninyo ang true kung sa tingin nyo ang statement ay tama at isulat nyo naman ang false kung sa tingin nyo naman ang statement ay mali. Number 5. An easy way of determining whether a mixture is colloidal or not is through the use of Tyndall Effect. Number 6, the Tyndall effect is the effect of light scattering in colloidal dispersion while showing no light in a true solution. Number 7, whipped cream is a colloid. Number 8, the particles in the dispersed phase cannot take place in different phases depending on how much water is available. Number 9, sol is formed when many gas particles are trapped in a liquid or solid. And number 10, a colloid is one of the primary types of mixture. Again, write true if the statement is correct and false if the statement is wrong. Answer. Okay, for lesson number 5, colloids and their characteristics. Nowadays, we have created a lot of mixtures from food, medicine, and even industrial materials. A variety of foods or products are made up of different mixtures. So, lahat ngayon ay pawang mga mixture na mula sa pagkain, mula sa mga gamot, ay mga mixtures na lahat. There are different types of mixtures. One of these is based on the phase of the dispersed substance on what phase it is dispersed in. As you walk through this module, you will be able to identify the different type of colloids. Under what's in, you have to identify if the following is a colloid or not. Write C if it is a colloid and NC if it is not. Write your answers using your journal or your science notebook. Number 1, gelatin. Number 2, mayonnaise. Number 3, soft drinks. Number 4, vinegar. And number 5, smog. Again, isusulat niyo si C kung sa tingin niyo ito ay colloid at isusulat niyo naman si NC kung sa tingin niyo ay hindi ito colloid. Okay, test B. Identify the different phases of matter if it is solid, liquid, or gas combined in the following mixture. Write your answer using your journal or in your notebook. Okay, sa mga makikita nyo, may mga iba't ibang klase ng colloids. Ngayon, identify nyo ngayon ano yung mga phases of matter na pinaghalo para mabuo ang colloid na ito. Ito ba ay solid, liquid, or gas? So, pwedeng pinaghalo natin si solid at si liquid, pinaghalo natin si liquid at si gas. So, kayo na ang mag-decide. For picture number 1, anong phases of matter ang pinaghalo dito? For picture number 2, anong phases of matter ang pinaghalo dito? Okay, for picture number 3, anong phases of matter ang pinaghalo dito? For picture number 4, what phases of matter ang pinaghalo dito? And for picture number 5, what phases of matter ang pinaghalo dito? Okay, you have to determine if the following mixture is a colloid or not. Write C if colloid and N if it is not. Write answers in your notebook. Number 1, margarine. B, mayonnaise. 3, toothpaste. 4, smoke. 5, cough syrup. 6, smog. 7, vinegar. 8, cake. 9, soy sauce and vinegar. 10, soft drinks. Answer. So, pag-uusapan natin ngayon, ano yung colloids? Colloids are one of the primary types of mixture. So, pag sinabi natin colloids, isa siya sa maraming type ng mixture. It is a type of mixture in which solid or liquid particles are dispersed uniformly throughout a gas, liquid, or solid. So, pag sinabi natin colloid, ito yung mixture na ang solid at ang liquid ay ating inispread or dinisperse sa isang gas, sa isang liquid, or sa isang solid. So, yan ay colloid. Again, pag ang colloid ay nabuo, ito ay galing mula sa solid or liquid particles na dinisperse or inispread or pinakailap sa gas, sa liquid, or sa solid. Now, colloid particles may be seen in a beam of light, such as dust in air and a shaft of sunlight. Blood, whipped cream, and fog are examples of colloid. So, ang blood, ang whipped cream, at ang fog, example ng colloid. So, makikita natin itong colloid particles na ito sa beam of light, such as dust in the air. So, pag ang dust sa air na nalagyan ng light, makikita natin siya. At ang mga sunlight, shaft of sunlight. So, yun. To be classified as colloid, the substance in this first phase must be larger than the size of a molecule, but smaller than what we can be seen with the naked eye. So, hindi natin masyado nakikita ang mga colloids kasi it is smaller ang atoms niya is smaller sa naked na makikita pa sa naked eye natin. Okay, pag tinawag nating dispersed phase, ito yung component typically present in a relatively small amount. So, pag maliit lang na amount na component siya na makikita natin, ito ay tinatawag na dispersed phase. Samantalang ang dispersion medium naman ay ang substance at solution throughout which particulate is dispersed. So, yung substance o solution na pinaglagyan ng particulate na na-spreadan ng particulate ay tinawag nating dispersion medium. Colloid creates a Tyndall Effect. So ano ba itong effect na ito? It is the effect of light scattering in colloidal dispersion. If no light is shown, then it is a true solution. This effect is used to determine whether a mixture is a true solution or a colloid. So, itong Tyndall effect na ito ay ginagamit para malaman natin kung ang mixture ba na pinaghalo natin is a solution or a colloid. A common method of classifying colloids is based on the phase of the dispersed substance and at what phase it is dispersed. The types of colloids are, so merong apat na types ang colloids. Number 1, sol. Pag sinabing sol, it is a colloidal suspension with solid particles in a liquid. So ang solid particles ay inispread natin sa mga liquid. Ang tawag doon ay sol. Number 2, emulsion. Formed between two liquids. So pag pinaghalo natin ang dalawang liquid, ang tawag na yon ay emulsion. Number 3, foam is formed when many gas particles are trapped in a liquid. So, yung mga gas particles ay na-trap sa isang liquid. So, ang tawag doon ay foam. Number 4, aerosol contains small particles of liquid or solid dispersed in a gas. So, aerosol, konti lang na mga particles ng liquid at ng solid at na-spread evenly siya sa isang gas. So, yon ang apat na klase ng colloids na dapat nating alamin. Okay, based on the four types of colloids, ay atin nang ika-classify ang mga following na mga words kung saan sila belong. So you have to sort the mixtures below into the correct category which they belong. Write your answers in the table format using your journal or notebook. So ito na yung dapat nyong ilagay. The paint, the ice cream, the pearl, the blood, the mayonnaise, and the glue. Saan dyan ang souls? Saan dyan ang emotions? So, balikan nyo kung ano yung meaning ng souls at ano yung meaning ng emotions at tingnan nyo kung ano ang pinaghalo sa mga mixture na nakikita ninyo na nakasulat at i-classify nyo sila kung saan sila dapat. Again, based pa rin sa apat na klase ng colloids, tingnan natin kung tama ba ang mga statement or mali. You have to write true if the statement is correct and write false if the statement is wrong. Number 1, fog is an example of aerosols. Number 2, an aerosol is a colloid of fine solid particles or liquid droplets in air or another gas. Number 3, bubbles are an example of foams. Number 4, aerosol is a colloidal dispersion of gas bubbles in liquids and solids. And number 5, in your module it's number 2, but it's number 5. Number 5, icing is an example of foam. Write true if the statement is correct, and false if the statement is wrong. You have to get your bases on the definitions of the four types of colloids na natalakay natin. So that alam ko na may natutunan kayo, you have to answer the what I have learned part of the module. You have to complete the table below, write it using your science journal or your science notebook. I learned that, okay, ano bang natutunan nyo? The blank is a type of mixture in which solid or liquid particles are dispersed uniformly through a gas, liquid, or solid. It is classified into four types. Ano yung four types? Blank, 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 and blank. Answer. Now, based on your answers and based on the learnings that you got from our lesson this day, you have to carefully read the information below and answer the questions correctly. Write your answers on your science journal or your notebook. Number 1, what is aerosol made of? Number 2, what is the dispersing medium of a smoke? Number 3, what phenomenon is created when the dispersed colloid particles scatter light? Number 4, what are the two components present in the colloid? Number 2, how can we categorize colloids? Or it is number 5, how can we categorize colloids? Lahat ng sagot na yan ay makikita natin sa ating lesson. To continue, number 3, in what category of colloids does marshmallow belongs? Number 4, what does sol mean? Number 5, is dust a colloid? If so, to what category does it belong? Number 6, What is the dispersing medium of a mayonnaise? And number 7, what is a colloid? For the assessment, choose the letter of the best answer. Write the answers in your notebook or in your science journal. Number 1, which of the following is an example of a colloid? A. Mayonnaise. B. Cooking oil. C. Soft drinks. D. Bubbles in water. Number 2, what phenomenon occur when dispersed colloid particles scatter light? A. Tyndall Effect. B. Shaft Effect. C. Miscible. D. Immiscible. Number 3, what example of colloid has dispersed solid particles in gas? A. Milk. B. Smoke. C. Gelatin. D. Blood. Number 4, what is the most abundant particle in a colloid? A. The dispersing medium. B. Dispersing phase. C. Miscible. Or D. Immiscible. Number 5, why is milk categorized as emulsions? A. Because settling cannot separate the components of homogenized milk. B. Because settling can separate the components of homogenized milk. C. The colloids particles of milk are larger. D. The colloids particles are smaller. Number 6. Soda pop, whipped cream, and beaten egg whites are examples of what type of colloids? A. Foam. B. Emulsion. C. Sol. D. Aerosol. For number 7, how would you differentiate a colloid mixture from a solution? A. The colloid's particles are larger. B. The colloid's particles are smaller. C. A colloid has a positive charge. D. A colloid has a negative charge. Number 8. A colloid is a stable combination of particles of one substance that are dissolved or suspended in a second substance. A. True. B. False. C. Maybe. D. None of this. Number 9. An blank is a sol with a continuous phase of gas. Fog is an blank of water droplets. B. Aerosol. B. Emulsion. C. Sol. D. Foam. Number 10. An blank is a sol in which the suspended particles are liquid droplets and the continuous phase is also a liquid. The two phases are immiscible, otherwise a solution would form. A. Aerosol. B. Emulsion. C. Sol. Or D. Foam. Okay, you have to identify the types of colloids below. Write your answers in the table using your journal notebook. So these are the words: gelatin, toothpaste, mud, blood, shampoo, vinegar, whipped cream, paint, water, smog, milk, and smoke. Okay, you have to write your answers in this table. Colloids and what category or type. Example number 1, gelatin, what category or type of colloid gelatin is, and so on and so forth. So thank you so much for learning with me this day for our science subject. This has been your Sir Alan Matino. Don't forget to like and subscribe my YouTube channel. para sa mga iba pang videos na i-release ko. Thank you so much and God bless you, grade 6.